October 2nd. I'm in Colorado now. I came here as quickly as possible after returning to Arizona and picking up Tank. It felt necessary to get here so I could finally begin to rest from the last production. Of course, I can't fully rest. I won't allow myself. But I'm trying to make myself work less every day. October 4th. I woke up before 5 a.m. today, feeling more awake than I have in weeks. Finally, the mental exhaustion of the last month may have lifted. I made coffee and immediately got to work with a clear mind. October 5th. Just when I start to get ahead financially, something unexpected comes along and knocks me back a few steps. Still, I remain determined to rise out of debt one step at a time. October 8th. It's easy to rest the body, but resting the mind is an entirely different matter. I sit outside in the beautiful backyard my dad has created, close my eyes and try to settle down, but there are too many questions rattling around in my brain. What to do the next 2 months? Should I make another movie? If I don't, where will I get the money to keep going? If I do, what should it be? When I approach a state of relaxation, these thoughts crowd in and bring me back to a feeling of unease. October 11th. It seems like every 2 weeks or so, I pack up most of my earthly belongings and make my way to the next place. This stay in Colorado was a good one. I was able to be with my family and be far less stressed than the last time. When considering a project to do this year, I have a strong aversion to making a period piece, followed by an equally strong desire to make a film set in modern times. It's been a while since I have. October 14th. It is awfully easy to be hard-boiled about everything in the daytime, but at night, it is another thing. Ernest Hemingway's words ring so true for me right now. Though even in the daytime, I'm struggling to stay hard-boiled. My mind is awash with frustration and confusion about what happened with Heather, questions about what to do going forward, doubts about getting into another relationship when it could all turn out the same way it already has. Someone likes me right now. I feel her liking me more every time we see each other. But a big part of me is scared to jump in again. It seems like The Sun Also Rises has come back into my life at the perfect time. I liked it nearly 2 decades ago, but now it feels close. I can feel Jake. I can see many of the women I've been involved with and Brett. I can see my friends in Robert, Harvey, and Bill. I feel compelled to write this new adaptation. At the same time, it almost hurts to write it some days because his words are so true. Like these. I had the feeling, as in a nightmare, of it all being something repeated, something I had been through, and that now I must go through again. October 16th. Perhaps as you went along, you did learn something. I did not care what it was all about. All I wanted to know was how to live in it. Maybe if you found out how to live in it, you learned from that what it was all about. Ernest Hemingway. October 18th. I didn't want to tell anyone about the adaptation of The Sun Also Rises until it was complete. Somehow I feel like working on it was a secret I had to keep, that if I let it out, I'd lose the will to finish the script. Now that it's done, I feel as good about it as anything I've ever written. October 20th. Back to Superior. Back to winds that wake me up in the middle of the night. Back to dust and spider webs. Back to black coffee. Back to quiet and solitude. and back to Bandit. October 22nd. It's after midnight and I'm waiting for Brianna to finish up at the bar and come see me for the second night in a row. I think we're getting closer and closer to making this a relationship, and my hesitation to forge ahead with her becomes less and less each time we see each other. October 25th. After weeks of stressing over if I needed to make another movie the rest of the year just to pay the bills and wondering what the hell it might be, I finally feel relief as I've settled on making this documentary about the 12 Westerns. It isn't going to be easy, but I feel more sure about it with every passing day since the notion occurred to me. Today, I travel back to Superior. I want to wrap up some things and close out the month so I can dedicate my mind to that endeavor. October 29th. However much living in Superior feels like 2 steps away from being homeless sometimes, I do like my routine. I wake up with the sun, drink 4 or 5 cups of coffee, walk Tank up the mountain trail, read, do some sit-ups, work on the computer most of the rest of the day. I usually don't eat anything except a banana or 2 until the afternoon. Around 5, I try to get myself to stop working. Sometimes I take Tank on another walk, and then I pour myself a glass of whiskey and start watching movies.